Hey there and welcome back to SnowRunner. Off we are with the second conveyor belt section right over here. We have to deliver concrete blocks 2 times, small pipes 4 times and wooden planks 4 times. We have our beautiful foreign AE4380 with us that we did actually use for mud run races though. Had a lot of fun doing that, made enough money to buy the Ank Civilian. Sadly the Ank Civilian doesn't have a flatbed, or else I will be using it right now. Plus, as you can see, we are dirt as poor right now. We got 2070 money. Kind of reminds me of one of my favorite starting, graphic cards though. For, well, not starting, I had PCs way before that. But, for dual slot GPUs. Yeah, 2 instead of 1. Very nice though, very nice. But right now we are going to get some wood or whatever from the warehouse right over there, and then we will see how everything goes. I kind of have a feeling like I kind of want to be a little bit sneaky about this though, and take the wood from there, and then deliver it there. I mean, it's kind of nice to be a little bit sneaky though about all of this though, because it is more, how shall I say, off the grid, right? You know, it's a little bit further away, so if there are different hauls that we have to do, it's a little bit more of a hassle to haul those things away than, let's say, this one over here and that one over there. Kind of makes sense if you think about it. So right now, let's just keep on going and let's just see how it all flows. And I am very fond of this little truck though. It helped us out so much with so many difficult hauls before. So, good that it's back in action. Not going to be a main truck for almost anything anymore though. That is a sad fact that I have to accept. It's a very small truck too. It's actually a benefit though in many ways. But the ground clearance is not what I want it to be. So concrete blocks, small pipes. So it is an unlimited supply. So guess where we are going to grab these though. Oh yeah. It kind of looks... Ah, yeah, that's it though. It kind of looks familiar, I wanted to say. I give you a couple of, well, until I'm asking again though, what does this remind you of? I'm going to give you a couple of seconds, minutes, maybe, I don't know. Think about it. You have seen it somewhere. If you're into trucks and you're above the age of a fetus, then you have seen this somewhere. Yeah, the back could actually be raised up a little bit, right? At an angle of around 90... Well, between 50 and 90 degrees. Yeah, do you know what? It is the... what is it called? Alright, I had to double check though. It's the Katyusha. Yeah, those nostalgic feelings though, right? From Eastern Europe. Rocket barrage. Like there's no tomorrow. Shell shock everywhere, one might say. Yeah, you don't want to face these though in a war. Yeah, they are all launched with rockets and it's just going to bombard an entire field. Shell shock for everyone. Yeah, it really does look like it right now. And guess what? They use the same type of truck for it too. So it's very fitting right now. Can you imagine? YouTube actually scans it like this right now and think, let's restrict this video. Weirder things does happen though. Alright, let's keep it in high gear for now. We're going to follow the highway instead of the island haul though to the left. It's a little bit quicker after all. And we have to do this 4 times though. It's a crazy amount. And then we have to do 4 wooden planks, which is a lot easier to do. And then, of course, concrete blocks are simple too. So yeah, I could go with a trailer or whatsoever, but I do like it that we are not always like playing the meta trucks, like, oh, big haul, big cargo, big digs, like let's just keep going and let's have fun around here. Sometimes you just wanna play with a different truck, But, to be sure, we shall... Okay, it's over the long bridge and then we have to turn left. Or else we might just have missed it all, right, Meta routes Sure. Metal trucks all the time? No way. As you can see though, the truck has amazing balance, it has amazing speed. I could go like high gear just for medium range speed though, which is actually pretty cool on this truck because it's still quick. We don't gear down the whole time like we did a second ago. Just keeps on hauling, and that's why I used it for such a long time. There's another forum like this, which I can also recommend, to be fair. So right there, over to the right, we have to pull some other cabins up. I can already see, which is nice. We know where it is. It's easy access though. The river is not really pushing on that side, so that's a little bit of a weight off my heart. $250, yeah, it's a drinker. It's a drinker though, but it's not an issue. It's not really made for long hauls, but for medium ones that we are doing right now, it's just perfect though. It really is. We did not even see that hole though, huh? I think there's a twinkle twinkle little meteor star right over there. Or maybe a pothole, right? You know, like a sinkhole. Yeah, they really have to implement a certain missions though in SnowRunner. Like, it's not really roadcraft replacement though, where you really build everything up yourself. But it will be so extremely cool though that we could, let's say, haul gravel. And with that gravel we can actually fill up roads. You know, like just deliver this amount of tons of gravel to this location, right? Or logs. Literal logs, medium or small logs though. Probably small logs is wiser, because then we can do it in the width instead of the length. And the length is just dumb because it becomes a slippery little unpassable part. But yeah, and then we can have some road access around here and there though. That is actually pretty smart. That is actually very good thinking right there. So we have the experience of building the vault up, except the details that we do need in roadcraft. Because we don't want to replace the game roadcraft, you know what I mean? Because if there was no roadcraft, of course, we want to have such jobs in this game too then. You know what I mean, right? So we have gone right here 3 times. We are going left here 1 time right now with the steel pipes, of course. Now we are going to go through the little river over here that we have done in the last episode too. And this part is actually way quicker than the normal route, believe it or not. Yeah, the normal route has a lot of potholes and deep mud and everything too though, so of course it slows you down. It's not a highway or by any kind. So yeah, you know, like I got a little bit curious. What about, you know, trying out this one? So well, let's go around here, because this should be a nice little connection route too. After all, as you can see, right around here, that's there. And we have driven this before with the Tatarin, I believe, right? Well, with the Vorngrad, that's a fact. But also with the Tatarin for scouting. So, you know, like, it is what it is right now. So I'm feeling rather comfortable about this route, to be fair with you. But we don't know how it feels like, right? You know, to drive here right now, all the way with some steel pipes. So we're going to find that out. I am absolutely glad though that I found a real reason to use the off-road trucks again, because I've done almost everything with the heavy-duty ones. They are very slow though, but oh my, are they powerful. And I'd rather go slow and steady with a whole lot of power next to it. But yeah, you know, like sometimes I kind of want to go a little bit quicker though, a little bit more nimble here and there. Woo. That was a little bit on the edge though. Don't. Yep. Better not steer, by the way, if you see like it's a little bit on the tip side. Better don't steer, just keep going straight. Unless you really can turn it around. Like there, I would not steer towards the right. Although we have to go to the right, I would steer more towards the left. So you align a little bit more of your truck up with the middle of the road. Meaning less tipping. From here we are going to take the right. And slowly go towards the left. The pop-up is already there, where we can drop something to the left, as you can see the arrows. So we are nice and close by already. So yeah, this feels a lot quicker, by the way. I'm going to show you in a second where we are on the map though. Here we are. And technically with the other one we would be around here. On the concrete right now. And then this is a very slow jog though, and then we have to go back up here. As you can see, this difference right there is the same as this one. And the terrain is just as difficult on both sides though, except one little part, and that has to do with water. So yeah, this one might take, let's say, 30 seconds longer than the other one. It is still all in all way quicker together. Yeah, here I'm a little bit worried though, like we had some bad experience with, come on, don't tip, with the Tetra not with the Forumgrad. Like, yeah, I'd rather go left there, to be fair, but I don't think we can make that to the left. Aha. Well, let's see how it goes. I know there are logs around here, we have used it before. There we go. That's another one. Let's put it in low gear plus. Plenty of logs. We are also fighting against the current, as you can see. The current should be more on the right side. This will be a nice bedding though, right, you know, for some quiet waters. But oh well, current is strong enough though to keep going, I would say. A little bit of off-roading in the water. Adds a little bit of fun though. We need a little bit more pulling power right here. So let's try high gear. Maybe, yeah, there we go though. Maybe a little bit more towards the sides. Although this truck can tip very, very quickly though. So you gotta be careful about that. So just be aware. It's a very balanced truck, to be very fair with you though, but it just takes one bounce and a little bit too much of an angle though for sending your way, right? You know, so more so than with, let's say, the 6Z, of course. And there we go. That's the 4 out of 4. Now let's go and grab some concrete blocks. Now I wonder where we can get them though. Let's see. Garrett's concrete plant. Yeah, that's that over there. We do need blocks. wood framing, sawmill. Probably the warehouse then. We will have to find that out. And then we could get this one and that one over here. If we have some more gasoline on the route. Or we can go with a different one. Yeah, now the choices are coming along though, I would say. But I'm going to check out this warehouse over here. Alright, so we probably do need to grab some cement over here and make some concrete blocks out of this. I thought we only had to do that with concrete slabs though, but off we are to the concrete plant. It is right over there though, so it's right around the corner. No biggie. No biggie. But this is a lot of cement, by the way, I have to say. More than just to build probably a house to begin with. Depends on the size, of course, too. Oh yeah, it's a heavy one though. Okay, very heavy, big boy. I think what I will do though is buy a trailer if... Oh no, wait a minute. We got only 70,000. So yeah, 2070. Yeah, we cannot buy or afford a fuel trailer. So I probably just have to haul a truck around that has one already. Probably the Caterpillar, if we want to. It is empty anyways, that's why we have this on over here too. And then we can, if we want some more money, we can just pull them back though to the racing track though. Alright, big boys, back to work though. Supplies arrived. Let's drop right over there. Then we want to get concrete blocks. Oh no. Okay, we are making that. Okay, very good. I was afraid there for a second. Concrete blocks and concrete blocks. That we had to get that right off there. You know, manual load after all. And we only do need to... Well, we do know the route though, so let's go, let's go. Alright, now look at that though, huh? We just arrived in time for the delivery. I know, I know. Alright, now let's see. We want to take one over from here and here, right? So first we are going to go right over there. And then we are going to go like whoppa. It's going to be a little bit of a haul though, so... Better get ready for a long haul then, I suppose, right? You know, because it's right around the lake and everything. Look at the little hood there. There you can get rich though, if you can keep on racing on top speed. Very, very nice. 5,200 if I'm not mistaken. A little bit over 5k though each time if you manage to get gold. I highly recommend it. Oh, wait a minute. It's this one. So we are going to grab... Yeah, we are going to grab this one and this one. Why not? That one can be skipped for now. It makes a little bit more sense. It's a little bit closer by after all, right? You know, and it will be silly if we are not going to do that. Especially now that we are sinking in the deep mud though for some reason. What is going on? Alright, now I'm very curious though. If we fail, we fail. We don't mind. Very curious. Let's go into low gear. If we can manage to get through here. From this side, yes. From the other side, probably yes too. Yeah, I think we can actually do that though. We will find out though once we do have the wooden planks. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, I drive this thing as if it's a ZigZ or something, right? You know, at top speeds that the ZigZ never can get. In other words, though, playing a very tip-heavy, you know, maneuverabilities here and there. Don't do it. It's so easy to tip this thing though in top speeds if the angle is wrong. But further, it's not really top-heavy though, right? You know, so the tipping is not really there. But yeah, you can push anything in one direction and still, you know, like, let's take a little shortcut here. And still think like, oh, we can do it though, we can do it. And out of nowhere, you know. Oh. Nice. That is why I love off-road trucks though, because they are literally made for off-road. And that to the left, yeah, that is all road though. in SnowRunner. So yeah, you know, like technically you might think, oh, look at that, I'm actually off the road right now. True, but this is really off-road though. Yeah, it's something that I had to wrap my head around a little bit. Wait a minute, we locked ourselves out here? No way, we did. No. Why would he not make a little elephant? Makes sense, by the way, right? Because they are transporting golden rock. This is disastrous for me, by the way. Yep, there's no way I can do this. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, wow. This is a disaster though, huh, for ourselves around here. It's kind of funny though, at the same time, of course. Go. A little bit rough though around the corners, but que sera, whatever will be, will be. Yeah, if need be though, I can just turn right here and take that one. It's also very out of the way though for any other truck to do it. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking of, right? You know. There's no way I can do it. That stream is way too strong. Oh, what a bummer though, huh? What a bummer. Maybe here. Yeah, they just tell me that I'm making the right choice right now though to get these logs around here, these planks. Believe me, it's not going to be easier though when the other one is being built too, right? So yeah, better do it. That one I'm going to keep, by the way, now that I think about it, because right over here we can take that from here. Makes sense, makes sense. Now this one, imagine you have to go for this one, right? Yeah, you have to go from all the way from over here, there, and then probably back. And if you want this one, you have to do the same. We are just locking ourselves out right now, so better use the big brain that we have right now at the moment, right? You know? And take the beautiful logs. Beautiful beams, by the way. Oh, but yeah, you might not know, right? You know, I have a farming simulator channel. It's a very new one, and we are making beams and long planks and normal planks for the museum. We want to restore it. And now that I do see these two, cargo slots though, with all of these beams, yeah, I kind of love to see it though, right? You know, it has a whole lot of a different meaning for me right now. We did start homeless there, so we are growing from, well, from nothing from below the bridge. Then we had a couple of tasks. We could afford a very small, and I repeat, very small plot of land. And then we could afford just barely a warm meal and a couple of tents though. So that's really cool though, right? You know, and out of nowhere we have much more right now. We are still in a trailer there. That will be upgraded sooner or later. So we did invest a lot though in heavy equipment for our farm. Like a windrow, a baler, mower, you know, bale wrapper for some silage. And then we have, of course, you know, a silage bale, round bale trailer that picks up the bales directly, right? You know, it's very, very nice, very complex. We've got 2 tractors. And yeah, we have a tiny ass sawmill where we are collecting wood that we are throwing in there from certain missions that we get from other farmers. And we are dropping the dead wood in there because, you know, prime wood, we just want to keep for themselves, of course, makes sense. But in the middle of the dead wood, though, we can actually extract a couple of beams here and there, right? You know, a little bit of planks here and there. And that's how we are getting our extra wood supplies. And I have to say, though, that's really nice, though. That's a very nice feeling to do something for nothing. And the museum is getting along. It already has a new roofs, new isolation at certain points where it really needed it. And we just delivered a lot of new roof tiles. So that's really nice. So all of this wood has an extra meaning for me right now. So if you're curious, by the way, the channel is called The Bale Boss. There we go. And you can actually find a link on my main channel, what you're watching right now, on the main page. Scroll down and you see our other channels too. Alright, so yeah, you know, like we are being very busy in the simulation world though, but you know, keep it in mind. It's a lot of fun. Alright, now let's just keep on going. We only have to do this one. Hoppa. We get premature, go into high gear. And here we are. Beautiful. 1, 2. Booyah! And we are locked out for good. Gold mining started. Conveyor belt section 2. Section 2 is complete. What about the remaining 2 sections? Wait, there are 2 more? We got 14k though. That is a nice warm sign though to my wallet. Now let's see right over here. 85% complete. Now this is only the section 3 one though. So that's nice. Metal rolls 4 times. Alrighty then. So this one is also being sectored off. So if we really want to have some brick farming, apparently we have to go and grab it right now from over there. And then concrete slabs 1 time, cabin zone right over there. All right, look at that. We do have to make a new cabin. Not bad though, not bad. We know how to make it. It's right over there. 1 cargo container and some metal beams, I believe it was, right, you know. And then look at that concrete slab. We have to make that one. Bricks, we do know where to get that. And 8,300. This one is actually a little bit more work though than the other ones, but we get paid less because it's a little bit easier to get to, I assume. All right. Well, by that though, I also want to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.